All right, everyone. Hello. I know it's a little bit of a lag, so I will just pause for a second before I introduce myself. But all right, it looks like we already have some viewers. So, hello, everyone. My name is Dee Roussel, or you can just call me Deja. And I'm hosting tonight's sprints. All right. Hello, Miss WLC Reader. And hello. It's Die, right? No, no. It's Day. It's Day. Sorry. I knew who it was, but I always like play in my head like which one it is, but I know it's Day. Tremaine X writes X, good evening. Hello. Nice of you to join us. We're definitely going to be super productive today because I have not really written anything. I'm still stuck on like my first chapter and I finished the like first draft of it, I would say, or I guess the first draft of this fourth draft. But I definitely need to revise that draft now. Jennifer Brown said, hello, friends. Hello. Nice of you to join us. I'm curious to know what everyone is going to be working on today. I'm thinking we'll do our first sprint maybe at the 35-40 mark, I would say. Deja said, hey everyone, using the sprint for work, not fun writing. Oh, that's always me when Chelsea is sprinting. She's before I sprint in the evenings, but I'm always at work during the day. So I always have to use those sprints for work. And it's not nearly as fun. And I find I'm not even usually as productive either because I just want to like work on my other stuff because I always use sprints for the sorry, I had a brain fart, but like I always use the sprints for writing. So anytime I'm doing it for something else, like I'm never ever productive doing it. Oops. Hello, Christina. Wait. I recognize your picture. Are you Christina Zell, like the author that has a book coming out? I'm pretty sure you are, but I could be wrong. Maybe that you're a completely different person, but definitely tell me if you are because I think I am anticipating your book if you have a book coming out. Miss WC Reader said, I need to go ahead and schedule a blog post, and then I'll be working on a chapter for the urban fantasy. Sounds like a plan. Tremaine said, I spent the day world building and I'm going to continue tonight. Refreshers are always good on my slow days to see if I can learn something new. Yes. And I'm very curious to know, like, how in depth do you go with your world building? Because I always have like a big idea of my world as I'm like drafting it at first, but then I just kind of like flesh it out a little bit more as I'm revising. So I'm very curious to see how you do that. Oh, hello, Written and Melanin. Thank you for joining us. And for anybody that doesn't know, this is Chelsea that I was mentioning earlier. Oh, and you are Christina Caesar. Okay, cool. I thought that was you, but I was not sure. So, if anybody does not know, Christina has a book coming out. And I think when we start our first sprint, I will link the Instagram down in the comments. Uh, Off topic, but your profile picture is stunning. Thank you. I definitely need to update it because I haven't, I think that picture was, I guess, I don't know. I don't really take pictures. So a lot of the photos that I have, I take them like long ago and then I just keep using them for a few years. So yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. I appreciate that, Dee. Of course, definitely. I'm always looking for more like romantic kind of fantasy things, and I need more by Black authors. So I'm definitely anticipating your book. Rena Melanin said I'm working on client edits tonight. Sounds like a plan. Ash writes lots. Good evening. Hello, Ash. Thank you for joining. Tremaine X Wright says, all the way down to the types of plants. LOL. Wow, I wish I could be that detailed with my world building, but I'm just not. I don't know. I don't have the patience for it. And I feel like that's why I feel like it's like one of my weaker like parts of my writing, but yeah, I don't know. um a writing day set, I spent like 9 months world building and plotting casually, still find stuff almost every day I need to fill in. Oh my gosh, I can imagine spending 9 months doing that. No, I cannot imagine doing that. I feel like I'd get over the story by then. Maybe plotting might be like a little different, but I don't know. World building, I could not do that. TEV, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Hello, Tome Reader. Hello, this is my first time joining something like this. LOL, working on setting up my first vlog. Vlog. I didn't know you were starting a blog. I feel like you mentioned that, maybe? I vaguely remember you talking about that, but oh my gosh, you're starting a blog? That'd be, like, really cool because I know you're always reading, like, a lot of books I've never even heard of, so that'll be really cool to have, like, that medium as well as your YouTube channel. Miss WC Reader says, I kind of figure out my world as I'm writing. Yeah, I feel like I'm the same. Like, I have a very general idea of like what's going to happen. But I will also say that I feel like my stories, like, they're not like vast worlds either. Like, I really like to, at least so far, I really like to just focus on the characters. And usually, like, I build the world out from that point. So I don't know how that really translates. I haven't had somebody like read like my work in a while to really like understand like the world building technique stuff that I have and whether or not I'm even still strong at it. But I don't know. We'll see. As WC Reader said, like sometimes I'll sit down and write and end up doing all of this research for one scene. Like last month when I was researching plants for the earth magic. And I feel like it could be like really fun to do like stuff like that. Maybe that's why it could take people like 9 months to world build. But I don't really want to do all of that. That does not sound fun to me. And I think it's like really good. They say research, research, research for all of the stuff that you have to do, but yeah, I don't like doing that. Writing Day said, I was in a writing slump, so the world building planning kept me going. Yeah, and I was like, I definitely understand that because I remember when I was in a writing slump, like I still had like so many ideas, and it was just like me like dreaming about like just all these stories and stuff that I wanted to write. So it was just I still consider that really like a part of writing because you really have to get that inspiration, I would say. So I completely understand why it kept you going. Christina said, I'll be working on an action scene for my upcoming novel. The queen female main character is attacked by an angry mob and has to escape. I really need to sprint because action scenes are very hard for me. LOL. I mean, I can't help you with that. I rarely write action scenes, but I don't know if anybody else has any tips for Christina because yeah, definitely not my strong suit as well. Um Yay to joining the blogger space. Yes. I sent off feedback with my CP, so I'm interested to see how it reads. Yeah. I always like, I'm very curious to know, just like, I love getting feedback, and I really don't understand why people have just such an adversity to people giving them feedback on things, whether that's like reviews or just in general. Like, I don't know why you would want just praise. Like, I already know there's stuff wrong with my work, and I would want you to point it out because how else are you going to get better? So, yeah, I'm very curious to see how your CP will interpret all of your work. Um, yeah, I post reviews on like a group blog, and it's been a lot of fun. So to I wanted to try making my own. Yes, okay. That is great. I'm very curious to see how, like, it will work out for you. I'll definitely be following it as I definitely check blogs. I check, like, 2, 3 blogs. But yeah, I'll definitely be following. This WC reader said I'd be getting random ideas too, so I just throw them in my Discord to see if I can use them later. Interesting. I remember Chelsea was saying that she like texts the ideas for like some of like the ideas that come in her head, and I've been trying that, and I'm trying to find a way for me to capture my ideas because I'll text them to myself, but then yeah, I don't do anything with them and I don't even go over them. So I need to find like a better way for me personally to just capture all of these things. Okay. Um, I'm gonna pause it here though, because I do want us to get into a sprint. Because, like I said, I have a lot of stuff I want to do, but I will start the comment that I need to start with. And yeah, so I'm thinking we're gonna do 30 minutes again. Uh, just one second. Yeah, we'll do 30 minutes, and I will start the timer in 3, 2, 1. All right, everyone. That was the end of that first sprint. How did you all do? I'm trying to think of how I even calculate like what I did because I'm going over what I already wrote and I'm changing words and just all of this other stuff that I don't know how to really calculate how many words I did. But I'm still in the very beginning parts of my chapter and I feel like I'm getting very stuck on the I guess the prose. Like I'm getting caught up with the prose and I'm trying not to because I'm really trying to get this chapter to at first like be what I want it to be in terms of like plot wise, world building, and all of that. And then I want to go back into the prose, but it's just not really like connecting with my brain right now. So I'm really hoping I can get done with this chapter today, but I don't know. We will see. But let me go back to where I left off. Written in Melanin had action advice for Christina. Said keep the sentences and paragraphs short. Action scenes are about movement rather than lots of details. That's my 2 cents. And I actually completely agree with that, especially because, oh my gosh, like it really slows down the scene. I feel like when you are making everything like super descriptive, super just long as opposed to like keeping the sentences and paragraphs short. Yeah, so I definitely agree with that. Miss WC Reader said both School of Plot has oh no, wait. School of Plot has a post how to write fight scenes. I was reading the other day that has some quick tips. Cool. That is very cool. I feel like I've heard of School of Plot before, but I haven't looked at that article before. They also have a battle scene cheat sheet. Interesting. Huh. I might have to look at that when I'm more in my fantasy mode. But yeah. Written a Melon inside, texting to myself, Discord server, Notion, all of those are ideas that I use. Yeah, I see that Miss WC readers like use the Discord for your WIP. And I actually might try that. I feel like that's the only one I haven't tried. I've never really gotten into Notion before though. So I'm not sure what how it's gonna work, but I can see maybe Discord like working just because like the different like I guess channels or chats. Like I'm assuming like you could make that with like your maybe work in progress specific. Yeah, I'm not sure how I could make that work, but I think if I were to try it, that one would be yeah, I might actually try it. Um, Christina said, "Thank you both so much. That helps lessen my anxiety a little bit." That is great. I'm glad everybody is helping. Shay with the hobbies, late but a hello. Thanks for joining us. Deja says, I use OneNote for ideas and try to write small scenes for ideas semi fully. Interesting. OneNote. I would have never thought to use that. I'm assuming that's like Microsoft. I think I use it sometimes for work, very barely, but sometimes I think I do. Um, I feel like I'm very like old school and that I really just like using note cards because I like laying them all out on the floor and then I'll like do scenes that way. But my problem is just like those random ideas that I don't really have a idea of like where I would want that to be in a story. That's where I'm like just kind of I don't know. Oh, this was just Christina's Instagram that I was sharing. Um Deja said, I only got through 2 pages of edits. Edits can take a long time, so I still say that is great. Like you're doing better than I did. Written in Melanin said, I got through 2 chapters of edits. Of course, that is great. You're doing developmental edits, I think. Are you doing developmental edits? I think you are. Also trying to stay focused. So trying to stay focused on making a real dent in it tonight. Yes, definitely. I think we're all really trying to be like super productive tonight. So it seems like you're making great progress. Day said I got 490 words. That is great. Writing a fun, actiony scene, but also trying to get dinner sorted. Yeah, I was just thinking about dinner during that sprint too. And it's not my day to cook. So my husband will be making dinner. And I think we finally decided that going to do akara, which is basically just like a black eyed pea, like bean cake type of thing. And yeah, it's like I really like it, particularly when I make it, but I already like pre-made most of the stuff, so he really just has to like cook it and then that'll be dinner for tonight. Thanks again for the share. Of course, definitely. I'm very excited for the book coming out later this year. Um, Share with the Hobby says, I swear by OneNote for world building. I didn't know you used OneNote. Huh. I'd be very curious to know like why specifically for world building. Like what about it makes it really, really good for that? I hate that it's not totally free anymore. Is it part of like the Microsoft Office stuff? Like, I feel like it is, but I could be wrong about that. Random Melon said, for Discord, I have different categories for each project and each excuse me, and different channels for what I need to keep track of. The dump, screenshots, quotes, world building. Very fascinating. Yeah, I could really see it like working out that way. Yeah, I may have to like play around with that because yeah, like I said, like right now I'm very like old school with a lot of the things. Like I don't really use a lot of like programs and stuff. I really just keep it like pen and paper and then I like type the actual document for the story on my laptop. But other than that, everything else is like pen and paper. I actually don't even like refer back to like any of the things that I put in like my digital like file thing because I have multiple documents. I have like, oh, these are like the characters and like I have like a few world building details, but like honestly, like I'm terrible at going back to them. So I need to figure out a way to definitely capture a lot of the stuff. Miss WC Reader said, I was working on answering some questions about my magic system that are supposed to help you make sure it's fleshed out. Are you like using like an article or I'm curious to know, like, what you're using, like, what questions you're using. That's why I love Trello. It's like virtual note cards. Interesting. Trello. I haven't heard of that. I'm gonna have to, like, take these down. Maybe on the next sprint, I'll start, like, writing this stuff down so I get to know, like, what to try. Because virtual note cards, that'll be interesting. Huh. And I know, like, I have tried before I don't know, it was something that was kind of like that, but, like, I didn't really like it. I think I was trying to do, like, a virtual Kanban board with, like, sticky notes and stuff. I did not like that at all. Brenda Melanin says, asking if OneNote is, like, free. When did it not become free? Yeah, I don't have no idea. So, hopefully, it is free. Miss WC Reader said, I have a tab in my Discord titled Random Scene Ideas. Interesting. And like, how often do you go back to like review those? Because I feel like that's the problem that I have right now. Like, I have all of these ideas. Like, I was literally sorting through papers like towards the end of February, maybe beginning of March. But I have all of these like scene ideas from when I was in like high school, and they're all on paper because I didn't have a laptop at that point, and I have no idea what to do with them. Like, I was like, "Do I really wanna type all of these out? Do I really?" And I was thinking maybe getting, like a shoebox or something and having, like, all the ideas that I just pull out randomly, but I just feel like that wouldn't really be used as well just because what if I'm looking for something specific and then I can't find it through all these, like, millions of pieces of paper? So, yeah, I'm very intrigued with the Discord and just all the other um, resources you guys are sharing. Christina said, my cat distracted me because he hates when I write. LOL. So I only got a few lines down before I got him settled. LOL. I always feel like I don't have a pet, but when I was in high school, I grew up with a dog, and my dog was always around me, especially when I was trying to write, and very distracting. Yes, very distracting. And yes, doing developmental edits for a client, that is fun. I feel like, well, I don't know if developmental edits are fun, but Hopefully they're fun because you're doing them. Shane with a Hobby says it's on a subscription service like Word and PowerPoint and whatnot now. You still you can still do online free, but you can't have it on your physical computer unless you bought it in the past. Fascinating. So I'm assuming it is on the Microsoft like platform then. Brenda Miller said, "That's wild. The best part of it was that it was free." Yeah, I feel like you can't really get anything for free anymore. Um, but I don't know. Brenda Melanin said, "I like Dabble for writing and plot grid. It's definitely the one software I pay for consistently for writing." Yeah, and I remember you mentioning Dabble before. Dabble and I think Pro Writing Aid are like two that I still want to like check out. Dabble, I'm not too familiar with, but I know you really like Dabble, so. Deja says, yes, I pay for the full subscription now, which is about $70 a year, but everything automatically gets updated and works seamlessly with Android phones and PCs. Oh, so I'm definitely not an Android person. Although, like, I feel like I'm a mix. Like, I've had throughout my history of technology, I've had Android phones and Apple products, and now I pretty much I think I only have Apple products now. So, not sure how that will work with my stuff, but I don't know. Um, Tom Raider said, I finished one review and am about a quarter through another one. I haven't made the blog public yet. I want to have a few reviews lined up and ready first. I completely understand that. Like, I definitely understand why you would want to have stuff up, but great job on finishing on a review. And like, you did a lot during that 30-minute because it takes me a while to do even just one review, to be honest. OneNote is set up like a virtual notebook. So it's like you did everything um by hand. Oh, everything's by hand, but in a space you can easily access and search. You can put slash create maps. I'll send screenshots of my setup. Interesting. Wow. I really like the idea of it being like a virtual notebook though. Fascinating. Huh. I'm gonna have to look into that too. I'm using an article about world building. One of the questions is, what are the cultural variations of magic? Interesting. I've so as many world building like questions that I've seen, granted, most of them are by non-melanated people. So of course they're not really gonna know or really like take into account the cultural variations of magic, but that's very like I like that question. Like I really do like that question. Huh. OneNote is definitely a great resource. I used it for the longest before I got caught up in Notion. And yeah, I might actually okay, I'm gonna check out Dabble, Pro Writing Aid, OneNote, Discord, so many things. Okay. I sent you a screenshot of my Discord setup. Okay, I'm definitely gonna look as soon as we start our next sprint because I'm so curious to see like how you make this work. Yeah, I got Pro Writing Aid when they had like a 70% sale of Black Friday. I got the lifetime license, so and I feel it was definitely worth it. Yeah, I think that is definitely one that I do want to try. I wanted to get it on a desktop computer because right now I only use my laptop for pretty much everything. So I was trying to wait until I have that, but I know you can use it on like multiple um devices, I think. Like, as soon as you, like, pay for it, like, you can download it onto your device or whatever device you're using. So, I really shouldn't, like, use that as an excuse, but eventually I will get it. Um, Deja says, clarification on subscription. It's everything Microsoft has, including 1 TB of OneDrive, because I know $70 is a lot, but I also write it off on my taxes between school and my business. Okay. Yep. Okay, being smart. Yeah, because I would think that would be, like, something very, like, useful to use for, like, businesses and stuff. Screenshot sent, and Imma send shots of Trello too. Okay, great. I'm definitely gonna be doing that during this sprint. Um, yeah, you can just sign in once you pay for it. Okay, that sounds great. Good. Okay. That is all the comments. I made it through. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with another 30-minute sprint. I am hoping this one is a little bit more productive, but I don't know. We will see, because as long as this is taking me, I'm ready to be done with the first chapter, but I'm wanting it to be good, so I'm trying to take my time. But let's go ahead and get started. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. All right, everyone. That was the end of that sprint. Okay, give me just a minute because this light behind me is bothering me. All right, I am back. How did everybody do on that sprint? I didn't really do much writing at all. I pretty much just like reread over that chapter and was just trying to get a gauge of like what I actually wanted it to be. And I also went over like my notes that I had from the previous draft. Um, Not that it really like applied, I think just because I'm changing the chapter so much, I'm changing the chapter just because of the fact that like I got feedback that I didn't really feel sci-fi and I felt that the pacing, like people said that it was okay, and that they didn't feel like it was too long, but I don't know, I'm trying to make it feel more sci-fi and actually get more not in depth, but I'm trying to make it feel the way that I want it to feel. And maybe that's just like the perfectionist in me, but like yeah, I have a lot of things that I want to do. So probably in this next sprint, I need to go over my character again because her voice is just not really connecting for me with this one yet. So yeah. But how did everybody else do? And it looks like we had a few people join. Christina said, "Hey y'all, have to make a quick run and probably won't be back before the stream is over. Have a great rest of your session, everyone. You're probably already gone, but thanks for joining." And Portia joined. Hello. And I have a link for Portia's website because she just released a book. So definitely go check that out if you have not already. Read the Listen also joined us and said, "Good evening, beautiful people. Hopefully not too late. The kids' homework has been a lot lately." I wonder, like, why? Because I feel like in my town, we're having, like, the opposite problem. Um, my coworkers are always talking about how, like, their kids don't have any homework, and I don't know if they're around the same age or not, but I'm very fascinated by that, but definitely not too late. We definitely are probably gonna do maybe, like, 2 more sprints, I'm thinking, 2 more 30-minute sprints. We'll see how everything, goes, but Written Melanin said, "Still editing, making some serious headway," and that is great. Glad to see someone's making some progress. And this is Portia's website that I had linked. And Deja said, "Edited about 6 more pages." All right, sounds good. You're making some great progress as well. Tom Reader said, "I finished my second review, just doing some editing on it." All right. Everybody's being so productive. I love it. Portia said, "Thank you." Of course, of course. Yes, I love sharing all the Black books and Black authors because we already know like we don't really get a lot of shine anyway. So anytime I can share, I try to share. Um Share with the hobby said got 329 words and responding to messages. Okay. And I know I was messaging you too because you were telling me all like the stuff about Trello and OneNote, which was very helpful. I definitely want to just explore that. And Vina was also giving me like her Discord stuff that she was using for her project. So definitely very creative in how you guys are using that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with it to, like, figure out what is going on with well, what I can do to make my process a little bit better. Yes to more sprints would help me a lot with editing. Yes, I feel like I'm still trying to get into the mood of writing, so definitely doing at least 2 more sprints. Hello, Comet. Thank you for joining us. You can tell us what you're gonna be working on. Um, Shay with the hobby says, I was just hoping I was answering you fully. LOL. Yeah, I feel like it was very like helpful. I like seeing examples of how people do things because then it just helps me like figure out like how I can use it for myself. And I think you definitely provided that. I I don't know if I would use both of them like you do because I think I would get like too spread out, but I think one or the other I would definitely use. It'll most likely be like Trello, maybe like or Discord or I don't know because yeah, I don't have Microsoft with like I don't have anything Microsoft in my house. Like I use Microsoft stuff for my job, but I don't have any like Windows computers in my house at all. So, um writing 8,000 words and oh, you're making great progress today. 8,000 words? Wow, that is crazy. Are you revising or like what are you working on? Um, Read Love Listen says, besides homework help, I use my time to look up trickster gods or gods who are benevol- benevolent. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak today. Benevolent but problematic. Fascinating. I always love when like gods and goddesses are in like worlds. Like I just find them very like cool. Like I really enjoy like following pantheons of gods. Shay with the hobby says, I use Trello more because I have a board for my blogs too. Huh. Interesting. Hmm. Using them for a blog. I can see that working too, especially because it is like more the note card format. So yeah, I can definitely see that working. Miss WC Reader says, I need to finish packing since I'm heading out of town the next few days. Ooh, that should be fun. Where are you going, if you don't mind me asking? Like, yeah, I feel like I'm overdue for a vacation. I mean, I went somewhere, but it was just really like a weekend getaway. Like, I really want to go farther away than I did. But yeah, I'm definitely all for the vacations. Author Portia Dunn said, I'm working on my Medusa story. Oh, I'm really excited for that. Like I remember, I think, yeah, I beta read one of the drafts of it, and I just think it had such like fascinating like concepts in it, and I'm very curious to see like how like all the edits are going to change the story and stuff because, yeah, that was a wild ride. Comment said working on the first draft. Okay. That is great. Great, great, great. Wish I was working on a first draft right now. As much as I really enjoy revising, like I really start to see the story that I really want to tell. It just takes me so long and that I just really miss sometimes getting the words done. So Miss WC Reader said, D DC for the Poisons We Drink launch event. Oh, okay. I didn't even know there was a launch event happening, but that'll be fun. I always love going to DC anyway. That's like one of my favorite places, if not my favorite place to visit. I've been there 2, 3 times at this point, so I always have a good time whenever I'm going to DC. My sister has her first daughter/child this week, so I'm trying to get ready to go see her and get gifts figured out. Oh, congratulations to your sister. Like, I'm assuming that means she, like, gave birth to her or they adopted them. I don't know, that's exciting to have a new baby in the house or child. That'll be nice. Author said your Author Portia Dunn said, "Your feedback was valuable." Thank you. I try. I know like sometimes like I can get really in my head with like feedback that like sometimes I feel like it doesn't make sense, so then I don't say anything. But I'm glad you found it valuable. Should be fun, and I'll go meet some online friends offline. Oh, that will be fun. I don't know if you're vlogging it. You don't have to, but like if you do, I'll be happy to watch it as well. I'm making this NOLA trip happen for real, for real. Okay. Okay. Have you ever been to New Orleans? I have when I went for like a spring break trip. We were rebuilding the houses from Hurricane Katrina, and painting those, and like it was just really nice to be there for a week for spring break. And spring break also coincides with I think yeah, it coincides with I think it's Mardi Gras. Um yeah, it was definitely a fun trip. Yeah, there's so much to see and do in DC and so much to eat. Yes, it definitely is. There's only one restaurant I went to that was, like, terrible. It had terrible food, and we should have just saw the reviews on Google, but we were just kind of exploring and we just wanted to try it. It was not good food at all, but, like, everything else was great, but that was not good at all. Um I'm so excited to read The Poisons We Drink. That covers everything. And that's one by Bethany Baptiste, I'm pretty sure. Definitely one that I have my eye on. I don't know if I'll actually pick it up just because I'm not really a big YA reader and I really have to be in the mood for YA to actually pick it up. But definitely, I hope you enjoy it. I hope everybody enjoys it if they read it. Giving birth. Oh, yeah, definitely. Congratulations to her then, because whew, childbirth, that is something else. Yay to trips. Yes, I definitely need more trips in my life. I don't know about y'all, but definitely do. Shit with the hobbies, I want to make it happen for me. I'm assuming you're talking about the NOLA trip. Like, I think it'll be fun if you go to New Orleans. It was definitely an experience, I will say, and I always find it very fascinating whenever I go to other cities too, and you can just see like where like touristy areas are, and then when you go outside of that, like it just looks completely different. And I feel like New Orleans was definitely one of those places. And since we were rebuilding the houses, like you could just definitely tell like where the money is being spent in that city. So I'll just leave it at that. I might mini vlog it. Okay, okay. Um, yes, I have, but I want to go for a research trip. Oh, is it for like a book project or just like one of your like what you're doing with like James Baldwin and just like the historical ones? So, yeah, that'll be interesting. There's like one place that I really want to go for like research purposes for like myself. It's not even in the US. So I definitely am a proponent of research trips, and I feel like it's just one of those things that I don't know, I just want to do at least once in my author career, just visit a place that I want to do, like that I want a story to take place in. Me too, for real, for real. Okay. Yeah, she's the first girl in our generation to have a child, so it's a big deal. Interesting. Okay. Okay. See, I'm not the first one in my generation to have a child. I'll actually, well, I'm not even about to speak that into existence. I was gonna say, no, I'm not even gonna say it, but definitely not the first one. So I feel like whenever I do have a child, it won't be as like a big deal. But I mean, it'll be a big deal for me. But yeah, it's a lot, but that's fun to have a new child and just to have a first, I would say it would be like a cousin, a niece, nephew. That'd be really fun. So Storyline and reading is research. LOL, you got it. Yes. That's what I was talking about. I couldn't, like, think of the name, but that's what I was talking about. But let's go ahead and get started with another sprint because I do wanna do at least 2 more, and I know at least for me, it's starting to get pretty late. So let's do another 30. Let me hide this. Oops. Oh, Miss Read Love Listen said, "Yeah, I do too. What place do you wanna visit for story inspiration?" There's like, I'm trying to think. I really want to visit, like, Egypt, and one of the stories that I really loved as a child was, like, that Prince of Egypt Disney Pixar, movie, and I have a what is it? A story that kind of, like, plays off of just that story that was in the Bible and just, like, of, like, those, but it's not really, like, religious or anything, but, like, I was super just inspired just by, like, the music and just, like, the graphics and just, like, the faith that people have in that one, and so I have a story that I want to write that kind of, like, plays with that, and yeah, I really wanna visit, like, the Red Sea specifically, but yeah. I don't know, it's not really gonna have, like, a lot of, like, Egyptian, like, influences, but I just really wanna be in that space just because of the Disney movies. So, not really research, but still kind of research, I don't know. I just find it very, like, inspirational, that, like, story. Um, Share the Hobby says, "LOL, I'm the oldest of 14 grandchildren, and the 2 oldest boys have kids, but none of the girls. LOL, mind you, my sister is in the middle of the grandchildren, and she's about to be 31." Wow. Oh my gosh. That's crazy to me. Yeah, I wow. I mean, I can get, like, the hesitancy and the not really wanting to have kids in this day and age, so it doesn't really, like, surprise me that the guys have kids, but wow. That's crazy to me. Um, my grandpa was like, "Finally." Man, I swear it's always those, like, older generations who want the kids and all of that. My mom is always like, "When are you gonna have kids?" and all of that, and mind you, I'm not even that old yet. Like, I was like, "I have plenty of time to have kids if I really want them," and I'm definitely not in a rush because kids are a lot of work and they're very expensive. So, I'm enjoying my time with my husband, and I'm just enjoying my time. The Prince of Egypt soundtrack is so beautiful. It is, and I really just I don't know what it is about, like, that movie in particular. Like, I just love it so much, and I wouldn't even say that I'm, like, super religious or anything, but, like, that story has always really stuck with me, and I don't know, I just find it so inspiring, and I really want to write this story. I'm hoping that I can, like, work on it a little bit because I have, like, the general idea of, like, everything that's going to happen, but I don't know. Like, I really wanna get it right and, like, how I execute it, and that soundtrack and just that movie was just a huge inspiration for it. My mom wants me to find a man and have kids so bad. Man, I I mean, I never had that problem because I did get married, like, fairly young-ish, I would say, compared to, like, a lot of people, I would say, but, like, I don't know why it really matters, like, when you find a man or, like, have kids, like, what if people don't even want that? Like, I know it's, like, an older generation type of thing, like, just following that American dream, but yeah, um, I I don't know. Um, Relo Listen said, "For my husband's family, we're the only people with kids. I'm surprised because we both have 2 brothers. For my parents' kids, it's just me. For the cousins, there's a lot of us with kids and are married." That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, I feel like it's just becoming way more common for people not to have kids. Like, um, you even said, like, yes, take your time. I love my kids, but they're expensive and super blessed. Won't stay spoiled. LOL, I miss quiet times. Yeah, and I always love my quiet times. I feel like that's like my big thing. Like, they're expensive, but I also like my me time, and I don't wanna feel I'm not gonna say selfish because I don't think any parent is selfish if they take a little bit of time for themselves every single day, but, like, sometimes you really do have to, like, sacrifice, like, your own quiet times for them, like, there's always gonna be something going on, and yeah, I'm like, I am being super patient with that because no, not something I'm looking forward to. Um, yeah, because for most people, when you're around mom's family, so since none of the girls have kids, you don't get to see them like that. Oh, pretty sure you're talking about your grandpa. Um, yeah, I can definitely see that. We used to only go to my, mom's side of the family, so anytime we would see, like, my dad's side of the family, like, it was always this, like, big deal too, but yeah. I used to want kids, but now that my grandma's gone, I really don't wanna have any without her wisdom. It takes a village, and I don't got that, and I don't want to do my child a disservice. Yeah, that is, like, very true. I was watching a YouTube video. I don't know whose channel it was, but I was watching a YouTube video, and they were talking about, like, just how hard it is to have a they were saying how hard it is to have a child now because everybody has, like, all of these bills and stuff that they have to pay, so it's just, like, all of these people it's become a very individualistic society, and a lot of people, like, they can't, like, just leave their child with their grandma or grandpa or anything like that because they literally have to go to work too just to survive, so the kids are just left with, like, strangers or something, so it definitely takes a village, I agree with that. And yeah, you were talking about your grandpa. Alright, all catch okay, we're all caught up. Let's go ahead and get started with this next 30 minutes, and we'll start in 3, 2, 1. All right, everyone. That was the end of that sprint. How did you all do? I'm trying to think. I was actually writing that time. Still didn't get a lot of words in because I kept rewriting a lot of things. So I want to say I got maybe, yeah, I got like 109 words. So yeah, I guess I'm happy with that. But I think I really did have to just sit with the character and just like what her intro chapter should be, and just really introducing just her voice. And I feel like I was really missing that and like what she is in like right now. But it looks like Bree Cherie showed up. So hello, Bree. Nice of you to join. Saying hi to everyone. Deja said I ordered food and edited maybe 2 to 3 pages. That's still great. I don't know how people can like eat and like edit. I can't eat and do anything besides anything like super passive. So like I can eat and watch TV. I can like I guess eat and talk sometimes if I'm going out with like a group outing, but like anything else I pretty much cannot do. Um, Portia said I got 218 words in, reworking a chapter from an earlier draft. Okay. Okay, 218 is really good for reworking a chapter. I feel like that's basically what I'm doing too. So we're definitely making progress. Um, I'm trying to think. We are going to do one last sprint. Let's do it at we'll start at like the top of the hour, so 8 o'clock where I'm at. So I think 9 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time. Um, yeah, let's see. Oh gosh. Okay, hold on. Read Lois said I started working on my magic system. Okay. Do you like your magic system so far, or do you think like it's like, I don't know, what is it based off of? I know there's, like, plant magic, there's a lot of different kind of magic, so I'm very curious to know, like, what it is about. Because I weren't you doing, like I vaguely remember you doing something actually, no, maybe I'm confusing that. I'm very curious to know what your magic system is. Um, some reader said I started editing my theme for the blog and grabbed a sparkling water to drink, which also everybody should drink some water. I know I've been sipping it like occasionally here and there, but definitely drink some water if you haven't, and stand up and all of those good healthy habits that we should definitely implement. Might grab a slice of leftover cake from my daughter's first birthday party. Is she already won? How is she already won? Oh my gosh, I feel like you just had her. That is crazy that she's almost she is one now. That's crazy. But great job on editing the theme and drinking water. Deja said, I have learned the art of eating and doing work because of grad school. Don't recommend. Yeah, I've never been interested in grad school. On like one hand I was, but then I gotten to the point that I'm really tired of school. And I think just for the field that I'm in, I can't really justify getting like a grad school degree just because like I feel it wouldn't really make a difference in like my field. So I don't know. Maybe eventually if I can get my company to pay for it, but you know, I don't know. I'm not very into school. um Read Love Read Love Listen says it's tech magic, curse magic, elemental, and some alchemy. Interesting. All of that together. Tech magic, curse magic, elemental, and some alchemy. Fascinating. And you also said sci-fi elements because I had to take a step back because I feel like it's too soon to have a virus cause something. Huh. That has a lot of elements. That's like what did you say? That's like genre bending, maybe? I mean, maybe not, just because it's all still like fantasy sci-fi, but I don't know. I'm wondering, like, is all of the like the tech magic, like, I'm assuming maybe they're probably gonna be on different, like, groups of people, probably gonna be some kind of, like, hierarchy as well just because of different magics, but very fascinating to have all of those. Yeah, because she took forever to get here, and now she's already 1. My son starts kindergarten this year. Time is going by way too fast. Kindergarten? Oh my gosh. That is so crazy to me. I feel like he just had these kids, like, kindergarten and 1 years old? Man, they say time really does fly, especially when they're at that age, but, oh my gosh, it's crazy how time is flying, like, crazy. Um, Reed Lovelace says, "Ooh, your magic system sounds interesting." Doesn't it? Like, has, like, all of those elements together. I don't think I've read something like that. I feel like in We Are the Origin, it kinda has something like that. I know there's, like, a tech world, where they're more technologically advanced, but I wouldn't say that's, like, tech magic. Yeah, very fascinating. I am very curious to see how that all works out. Um Um, Read Love and say, yeah, writing a sci fantasy. If Star Wars is considered sci-fi, myself can too. Definitely, it's a blend of fairy tale, modern, urban fantasy, magical girls, and a semi-dystopian setting. I love that. Oh my gosh, fairy tale, modern, urban fantasy, magical girls, and a dystopian setting. Man, I really loved, like, genre bending stuff, and I know last week, I was talking about Womb City, and that one is definitely genre bending as well. Um, Probably wouldn't recommend it for a lot of people, but I am all for more Black sci-fi, especially if it is more along, like, the Star Wars kind, because I don't really like hard sci-fi. Like, I avoid it like the plague because I don't really understand science in general. But if you add like some sci-fi fantasy elements to it, like combine those, that's really what I like. So yeah. I'm saying thank you. Sounds so good. Yes, it does. Leila lives and says, I am too, because it's my third time writing this story. So you're on your third draft. You're just like revising. And that means you're just making it better and better. Um, okay, so it is 8 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started for this last sprint because, yeah, I definitely was starting to get into the groove of it. So we will start fairly soon, as soon as I can figure this out. Okay. Um, okay. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right, everyone. That was the end of our last sprint for tonight. How did you all do? I feel like I did fairly well. I feel like I'm really starting to get into the mood of what I want this chapter to be. And so I feel really good about that. It was a lot more rewriting still. So just like a lot of it, just taking it really slow. And I'm also just trying to be very thoughtful with descriptions because I am terrible at describing things the first time I go around. So I'm honestly like, I'm still trying to describe the scene that they're in, and I'm also still just trying to world build as well to figure out like what I even want. So, like even right now, like they are on a spaceship launch pad, and like the whole thing is that they're this like famous couple or whatever, and they're basically recording their entire like wedding ceremony for the public to see because they're also going to be doing their wedding on a spaceship cruise. So doing a lot of world building with that and just trying to see like what I can do to make it feel more sci-fi. So definitely doing that. Um, um Home reader said still working on the layout of my blog, but I'm gonna call it a night and just pick up a book. LOL. I really appreciate these sprints. It really helped me be productive. I'm really glad for that. I feel like I'm very productive during them as well. I don't know if I'm gonna continue after March just because I feel like I'm still very awkward, but I know it is one of those things that once you just keep doing it, like, it's going to be even less awkward. So, I might continue after the March Madness sprints, but, yeah, that is to be determined. Um, but yeah, I'm glad you were very productive. I feel like I'm gonna pick up a book too. Like, I don't know, I guess I should update you guys on my reading. So, I finished Womb City. I'm still reading Kimani Legacy. I feel like I'm slowing down my reading on Kimani Legacy just because of like it's not gripping me as much as it used to, like in the beginning, and it's just so slow. And I'm trying to get over this hump of like just the introduction, but yeah, definitely still very slow. Um Portia said, I got in about 333 words. That is great. Just adding to the beginning of the chapter, I pulled from an earlier draft before getting into the heart of changing things around in it. Yeah, and I feel like that is what I'm also trying to do. Like I even had to open up my last draft just because there was like it's kind of the same, but I'm making it different. So basically doing exactly what you're doing by adding like the beginning of the chapter and just moving things around, as you said. Tome Reader said, "Ooh, what did you think of Bloom City? It's on my team BR." I think it was interesting. I liked it once I got used to what it was trying to be because I think the beginning is very misleading for what the story actually is, and it has a very slow pace. And honestly, I think one of the really big drawbacks of it is that it really has a lot of exposition in it when it comes to the character. So much exposition, and some of it is just to really, like, world build, and it's just not the, like, best thing. But I will say, like, once the thriller aspect started, which I would say is, like, 35% into the story, and yeah, once that started, I feel like I was starting to be a little bit more interested, but, like, the way that it just kinda shifted from this, like, really slow paced story to just this fast-paced thriller and, like, this kind of, like, horror story too because there's a ghost that's making her do all of these things. Like, once I got used to the new pace of the story, I started to enjoy it a little bit more, and there's definitely a lot of plot twists and stuff at the end, so very fascinating, but yeah, I definitely would not recommend it for a lot of people. I liked it more so for the interesting character dynamics, more towards the beginning. I like those character dynamics a little bit more. But I also just like the intriguing world. But in terms of like the pacing and the plotting, not really like the best. I think that could have been stronger, but it was still a decent book, I would say. Adisha said, I got a newsletter done and no editing, but I ate. You got the newsletter done. That is a win in my book. And you ate. That is definitely a win. Also said, I'm not vibing with sci-fi right now, but I really want to try to read Womb City, that and The Blueprint. I've heard really great things about The Blueprint. I've only heard one person talk about The Blueprint though. Um, and they seem to really enjoyed it. Womb City, yeah, I would say, like, try it, but it does have a very slow beginning, and, yeah, I listened to it on audiobook. So and I also will say that I feel like it does have a lot of world building, and I had to, like, rewind it a few times just to see if I can actually understand what this world actually is, because it really does focus on the oppression of women. So, like, it was giving me the Handmaid's Tale vibes, but with, like, a lot more sci-fi, elements because they have, like, the microchip in them and all of that, but it definitely becomes its own story once those thriller ghost aspects come in because that was definitely something else. Um, I was glad to figure some classifications for various magic systems. Besides that, trying to get back to writing. Yes, I think writing sprints definitely help get back into writing. And I know we were talking about earlier, um, I think somebody said that they just were like ruminating on their story for like 9 months to just stay in it because they were in a writing slump. So I would even consider that writing as well. But thank you for your honest opinion on Web City. Exposition can be a bit hit or miss for me in books, so I'm interested to see how it works for me. Yeah, it was it was something. I yeah, I'm very hesitant to like recommend it because like Reba lives and said idea not to be it's not bad, but I'm not ready to commit to that. Yeah, it definitely took a lot of brain work, I would say, especially yeah, it took a lot of brain work to just try to understand it with the audio because it was a lot in terms of trying to understand it. But also, I feel like I was way more interested with the character dynamics in the beginning because there was like this toxic relationship between the main character and her husband. And I'm not really satisfied with how that ended. I'm not really satisfied with any of the character relationships, to be honest. But what kept me going towards the end was the thriller aspects. I'm not sure how I would like it if I was actually sitting down and reading it, but yeah, it was fascinating in terms of like my thoughts about it and like what it was making me think about. In terms of the story, I could, I don't know. They just said, "Oh, I can't do sci-fi on audio. Gotta have a physical copy." And I feel like I'm usually like that with fantasy. Like I really like to read fantasy like physically, either with like a digital or a print copy. Sorry, definitely my mind blanked on that. But I definitely like to read this because I really like to be immersed in the world. But sci-fi, I don't know. I feel like most sci-fi I do actually listen to. Yeah, most sci-fi I actually listen to, which is fascinating to me because I would think sci-fi is a way more confusing, but maybe not. I don't know. Um, but I will wrap it up here. I thank you guys so much for joining me tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I want to say. I think SD Houston will be doing some productivity sprints too for March Madness. I have the March Madness playlist down below. And yeah, same at Deja. Fantasy and sci-fi definitely have to be physical reads for me too. Yes. All right, but I will leave it there. Thank you all for joining. I hope everybody else had some great productivity, but I will catch you next Monday or maybe in the chat of some of these other sprints. But I hope you all have a great night and I will check in with you later.